They know that Mark is delivering them new treats. He brought a whole new bunch of cedar trees. Some of them don't know whether to choose between the hay or whether they might want to go and get some of the green treats. So it didn't really help that kind of like right after these guys were born, like I had to bring Quick in, and I was really just on her. I was just trying to be good with her, and these guys kind of just fell by the wayside. And I really find like within the first 3 days of life is when you really need to like have hands on them a lot, so they are pretty tame. Now, personalities come into play. And Rosie's baby from last year that was a doe that we called Poppy. Poppy was kind of like this, like all the time. Poppy didn't like to take a bottle. Poppy wasn't the friendliest. And see, she cringes every time like I move, so I just kind of touch her a little bit. And you've got little Mr. Hawthorne, who's just the sweetest. He's probably the most even, like just doesn't mind being touched and just really enjoys some scratches. He really enjoys scratches. But I've been bottle training them because they're going to be about 3 weeks old. And next week I'm going to do my second milk test of the year. And it means that these guys, beautiful wide babies, are going to have to be on their own without mom, along with some other kids. So I'm just kind of letting her sitting in here with them, letting them get used to playing around and just being touched if I can. See if they want to smell hands. See, this is good. Like she's not too crazy. You're not too crazy. You're gonna get there. But it's just when I had to take so much care of Quickwit and things piled up, I just kind of like did not touch these guys as much as they should have been touched in the first 3 days of life. So, hey, that's good. Oh, that's very nice. And when I pick her up and snuggle her, she's fine. She really is. When I pick her up and I'll hold her in my lap, she is so like snuggly. She's very content. She doesn't struggle. She just kind of like settles in and goes to sleep. It's when she's in open areas like this that she's not sure of me. And that's okay. We're going to work on it. But we're trying to be very gentle. And we're going to gentle her up. But she is like tranced with Django. The dogs walked by and she was just like, what is that? They're not other goats. Oh, they sat right here. Look. He sat right outside. He rested himself right outside just so you guys could see it. Huh, Hawthorne? Well, that's a surprise. Last night, of course, we had a church thing. And I had noticed that tiramisu looked like she may have popped. Today is her due date. So before we left early, I fed everybody early, did all my chores early so we could get to church and do whatever it was we were doing. And decided I'm going to go ahead and grab her real quick and check her ligaments. And her ligaments were gone. Nothing else acting odd or anything. So I brought her in here. I made sure that the camera right there worked. And we went on to church. I got home because the camera would not come on last night while I was at church until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And came home, ran in here because I had other things I needed to do. And she had already had that little set of testicles. And he was already pretty much dried. He was just standing very content. She was standing very content. I was a little worried that he hadn't nursed and that he might have been cold because it was pretty cold last night. Like, I'm still wearing a hat this morning. We're supposed to get into the 50s today, and we're going to be experiencing 60 degrees the rest of the week, but I was still worried. Even though he was pretty dry and quiet, that's usually a good sign that mom, who was a first-timer that scared me, that mom did a good job laboring through, getting up, cleaning him, and the fact that he was quiet meant that he was probably okay because little baby goats are a lot like little baby chicks or little baby anythings. When they are upset, hungry, or hurt, they make a lot of noise to let you know something is wrong. This fella wasn't making a peep. So I went in there, made sure I dried him off a little more with a blow dryer, put him underneath of her where she stood for him to nurse. And I'm glad to say we have a happy, healthy buckling, and this has been the easiest kitting so far of 2025 because I did not have to help. She did it herself, and they seem pretty content this morning. Is it time for breakfast? I think we might be having more babies today. And of course, it's another first freshener. So I have Magpie in here that she's very, very soft in the ligaments. I can barely feel them. So I'm just gonna check on her really quick. I've been watching her through the cameras, but first timers, I have no baseline behavior for labor. So I've just been watching her a lot. She's just been chilling a lot. She is a little bit kickstanded right now. And she did pop. So her udder has gotten a lot bigger. She seems a little bit more content right here, so I'm just going to be watching her. She's staying in today. She does not get to go out with these other folks. And they're telling me it's time for heat lamps to come off because they're moved away to the corner. Do you not think Boo Boo Kachoo is going to have them today? She's softening up, but she hasn't popped. And then Miss Tiramisu and her sweet little buckling. I'm like, why do all the bucklings this year have to be so stinking pretty and cute? But that's okay. So I do have, oh, there's little bitty babies. So you've got, oh, I'm sorry, my hair is in the way. Iris and Hawthorne, and then I've got Bergar over in this corner, but I'm gonna open this up for these guys today. I really probably should do a little bit more bottle training, but I think these guys tonight are going to start 12-hour separations. Hi, babies. They're looking at me like, open up the door. It is going to be beautiful today. So I'm really hoping, you guys know I'm hoping for doves. Think pink for me, please. I have gotten so many bucks so far this year. So for 2025, when it comes to the babies that are alive and on the ground and are doing well, we are sitting at 10 babies so far for 2025, and only 2 of those are does. The other 8 are bucks. So I'm really hoping for some does. But you know what, guys? I've been telling you I'm overwhelmed and that I need to be able to cut down my herd. So I think maybe the good Lord above is saying, you ask and you shall receive, and you will receive nothing but testicles this year for kidding. So that is helping. And honestly, the does that I have gotten so far, oh goodness, Boo, are quality. I know you popped up like I'm gonna let you out, but I'm not letting you out, sweetheart. I really think you're gonna go today. She's got stringers. She's got a little stringer in the back too. So, but it's important to appropriately dose. So for those young kids, we make sure we get good weights on them, and we go from there. I do have some kids I really like this doe kid out here, this souffle. There's a lot about her I like, but she's just such a small grower. And I don't know if that's because she was the smallest in a doe out of triplets with 2 huge bucks, and that her mommy just decided, I have lots of does that seem like they want to feed their buck kids more so than their daughters, their doe kids. I don't know why that is, but I did have that in several of my triplets and quads last year, and it caused me to have slower growing does that, even though they were supplemented, they just did not seem like they thrived. But I also know that we shouldn't be counting out anybody, because sometimes you just have slow growers that when they get to that point where they bloom and they blossom, you're so happy you held on to them. I can't make that case for all of them, so I have to be really picky and choosy on who stays out there that kind of fits that not really thriving mold, but could be a really beautiful late bloomer. Somebody, I think, is definitely going to be having them today. You can kind of tell, well, maybe not, but I can because I see her all the time. Her little udder is popped, cute little first freshening udder under Miss Magpie. So I'm going to say, we have softball practice, which I just got back from dropping Joe off at, and I have to go back here in about 2 hours to pick her up. And then we come home and we have 15 minutes to let her eat and get dressed to go to a 4-H meeting, which is another 30 minutes away. So this goat is gonna wait for me to go, I think, to really get down to business. don't like when they do this. And you know what? I never give them my planner or my schedule, so I don't know how they just always know when I'm almost a little bit too busy to be able to accommodate or to give assistance when it might be needed for these first-time fresheners that are going to have babies. They're just being so naughty. Boy, I know how to call it. I'm supposed to leave here in like 5 minutes to go pick up Joe. So it looks like no dinner for me when I come back. But someone is actively pushing. So we're starting the half-hour mark. So I am safe to leave for like 10-15 minutes and come back. But then this 4-H meeting starts looking a little dicey. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. And everybody wants food, so they're loud and they're demanding. So it's coming, Mama. You just gotta push. Just gotta keep pushing, little lady. I know. I know. Sorry the Angle's not in there. I'm not in there with her, guys, right now because she's one that kind of just, she doesn't mind me, but she doesn't really like me either. And I'd rather for the baby to be out first, honestly. But I'm gonna have to stop rolling here in a minute and run and go grab Joe. I give her the 10-minute window to do this on her own without me being here, but I have to go get Joe. See, she has no other way to get home. I guess I did catch this buck's birth on the blink camera. I just didn't realize it. She says, of course I waited for you to go away. I hear you speaking, little. I hear the squeaks. Hi, little. Okay, Mom. What we do? You don't need to be nervous. You're okay. You're okay. Good girl. Good girl. Can I see, please? You got any more? You do have. She has another one right here. I can feel it. Hi. Can I see her? Or aunt? Or baby? Can I see? Over here. Right here. So we can all get a good gander. Oh, red as can be. Lord. Do I dare? Oh, Jesus, another bug. We got another one in there, though, so there's still hope. So now we're up to 11 kids on the ground and 9 bucks and 2 does. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, beauty. Oh, you love him so much. You love him so much. Oh. So sweet. So sweet. Oh, yes. Just lick him, Mama. Hello. Lunar doesn't want to get no girl. She did wait for me to get there to pick up Joe. And I watched in the camera. And she'd already pushed it out by the time I drove the 5 minutes to the field and got back here and turned on the camera that's suited over here. This one was already out, but she does have another one waiting to come out, so I'm like, hurry up, girl, we got a 4-H meeting to go to. And I sent Joe straight in, was like, get dinner, get changed. So we'll see how it goes. But we do have a healthy little buckling, and Mom loves it. She is smitten. She is smitten. Are you seriously gonna lay in that corner? You're saying it's not like Django kids. There he goes. Good boy. Quick learners. Getting hunched right on. Good job. Getting a good drink. Get a good drink. Makes it so much easier when you guys figure it out. I really was in a time crunch at this point, trying to get Joe situated after softball and getting ready for the 4-H meeting. So I just kind of left her to it for a little bit of time so she can bond and clean her buckling. And she's doing a great job being a good mom. But I just noticed she was kind of up and down and not really progressing. So I did do a quick internal. Of course, I didn't hit the record button when I came back. But it does look like she had gotten a shoulder kind of hooked on the pelvis, but once we got that free, she came out slick as a whip. And I forgot to hit record on this one, and it's a doe. So Magpie has her first kids. The little black, well, she's not really black. She's more almost of a dark chocolate sun gal. And that's a doe. And right behind her is her brother, who is actually a really beautiful reddish gold boy. Terry, leave them alone. Terry wants them to make sure that they know that they are not her babies. But Magpie knows these are her babies. They don't want you. They're just standing in the general vicinity, you mean thing. But they are now officially 3 days old, and they got moved to the big pen. And you can see these kids over here are almost a week old now, and they are just, they're a bundle of fun. Really, they are. But they are bucks, and they're acting like bucks, and they are just the cutest things. But these guys are actually doing really, really well on bottle training, and nobody's making me pull my hair out, which is good. But you can tell we've got the boys club hanging out over here with Terry. Oh, now. And then the little girl who's sitting right there behind her mama. And because Magpie is a bird name, we're like Raven or Crow, but I think she's doing the cutest little hops back there. And she is so small compared to like her compadres here. So when she does that, I just lose and I can't take it. This is their first time out, so they really are finding their hoppers. But I think I'm gonna call her Crow, or Row for short, because I think I'm gonna make her paper name Serving Up Crow, something like that. Something like, oh. So we're gonna call her Crow, or Row is gonna be her barn name. But she's, oh God, I gotta show you guys. God, I could watch this all day when they start figuring out to use those little jumpy sticks. They're so cute. Oh, now don't be mean, Magpie. Hey, and he's old enough, he should know to run, but he's being ornery. He wants to steal a drink. You better run, she's gonna get you. Magpie's being such a good mom. Tiramisu is obsessed with her son. Like, she is always all over him, licking him, being mean to other babies, saying, "You're not my baby." What, Oakley? What, Oakley? What are you doing, Oakley? Hello, boy. Hello, pretty boy. Hello, pretty Oakley. How you doing? These week-old boys, I'm telling you, they're nubs. Like, where their horns are coming in, I can feel them really, really good. So I'm going to be milk testing tomorrow, but I might also be just butting some kids, because those guys won't be part of the milk test. They're too young. I don't want to pull them off of mom for a while, so. But that Magpie had her babies. She took her dear sweet time. I was late for my 4-H meeting, and since I am now at 4-H leader in my club, one of 3, I really try to make sure that I am there. So I walked in, I'm like, I'm sorry, I had goats giving birth. But the good thing is, though, for 4-H, they all totally understood. And they're like, yeah, I would have been late for that too. So guys, that's all I've got for you today on Magpie's birth. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and watching this first timer welcome her first babies into the world, albeit ill-timed. She did it by herself, and she has been a great mama so far. So I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. But in the meantime, guys, we hope that you are all staying safe out there and being kind to one another. We will catch you on the next one. God bless you. Bye, y'all.